And welcome back to another CBB Talk with your boy Will Dickinson. What a weekend at college basketball. Yeah, you see the title, How Bad is Kentucky, or something like that. That was the biggest result from the weekend, but Kansas gets a big time win without Kevin McCullough, and a lot of other interesting results around the country. Changes inside the top 5, the top 10. Teams falling out of my rankings. 3 new teams in my rankings. A new AP poll came out. And I gotta say something. Don't buy too good smoothies or whatever they're called smoothies. These are ass. These are ass. The Chobani ones are much better. These are absolutely terrible. Maybe it's because it's 3 grams of sugar in there. I can't even finish it. I'm putting that back in the fridge. Absolute terrible. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest because they were in the fridge and they were dog shit. So gotta tell my mom about that one. But we had a great Super Bowl yesterday. It delivered. That's a damn near 10 out of 10 Super Bowl. Halftime show, I'll give that a 6 out of 10. The game, man, it was really good. Um, I'll give you my quick stars to the game. Obviously, Pat Mahomes was amazing. And on the Niners side, Jawan Jennings was a stud out there. Fred Warner all around the field just doing his thing. And then in Kansas City, the defense was Chris Jones really single-handedly stopping the game. Trent McDuffie was insane. That one hold was really the only mistake he made all game. The deflection off Debo, the game-winning blitz he had. Spagnuolo called an amazing game. L'Jarius Sneed was still amazing. That defense was great. And Kelsey in that second half came alive. Shout Mecole had 0 receptions in the game against Baltimore. He had the game-winning touchdown there to win the Super Bowl. So great Super Bowl, but we're here to talk about some college ball. So let's dive into it. Again, I'm just going to go down in chronological order. That's what I do. We did have Dayton fall on Friday when I was recording that podcast. And then I don't really think anything else interesting really happened on Friday. But let's get into these games from Saturday and really nothing on Sunday. So really Saturday we'll preview the next 2 days and then we'll get out of here hopefully in under 30 minutes. But who knows? Starting off on Saturday, Clemson, good win there on the road. My Tigers in discussion of getting ranked. They're playing very well right now. Back-to-back wins, 2 road wins on the week. Shout out the Tigers. I think they're getting off that bubble right now, which has got to feel nice. UConn continues to roll to be the number 1 team in the country. With a blowout win against Georgetown. Cam Spencer, good game. Alex Caravan, good game. The Huskies are rolling right now. I still got them 1, and they're still 1 in the AP poll. A team that's not rolling right now, actually doing the complete opposite. I don't know what you would call what this team is doing right now, but I would say Wisconsin. They just lost their 4th game in a row. And this one was on the road against Rutgers. And yeah, Rutgers is playing better of recent. There's no excuse to lose 4 games in a row. Connor Segan stepped up 8-15 this one. AJ Storr had 15, didn't do shit in the second half. Was an inefficient game for him. Wisconsin's now lost 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row. They went from the top of the Big Ten ledger. I think now they're in 3rd. Luckily Illinois lost, so I think they're still even with them. But Purdue's got a big league in the conference. They're going to win the conference by multiple games. And Wisconsin, man, they got up to really high. I think they were 6th in the AP poll. It was always too high. I don't know what the highest I had Wisconsin at. But I got Wisconsin down to 22 in my rankings. That's down 7 spots. I had them to start this week at 12. So it was a tough week for Wisconsin there. I had them at 7 in the week 12 rankings. So that was the high. I did have Wisconsin 7, so that's still really high. But the Badgers right now are slipping. I think they can get back. They're going to be a tournament team, but they really need to start, leveling up because they've been rough recently. Yeah, AJ Storr's got to play better. He's got to be more efficient. Creighton gets a nice win. Creighton moved up in the AP poll to 17. I don't have them in at all. They lost already. They lost once in a week at Providence. And now they win one road against Xavier. I mean, Xavier's a fine team. They're not going to be a tournament team. Kalkbrenner had a good game, 28 points in this one, and he's got to be a force like that for the rest of the season. When if Creighton's going to be legit, because Baylor Scheinman's been very good this year, Trey Alexander's been very good this year, but Kalkbrenner has been the experienced player on this team that's playing the big time games. I mean, so Scheinman and Trey Alexander on these teams last year, but he's been the household name. He's got to start being more consistent, especially his defense of impact on the game. It's always there, but good win for Creighton. I think I don't have him ranked. I mean, I understand if you have him ranked, but I don't think they should move up after losing to Providence and then winning, going 1-1 in the week. I'm not sure how good Creighton is. Shout out to South Carolina. I'm pretty sure they're at 11th in the poll right now. They're number 10th in mine. So, man, the Gamecocks are really good. Colin Murray Boyles, the freshman, 31. He's been really good. He's a big, along with Mac out there down low in the front court. And then South Carolina is legit. They've had 3 losses all year. Yes, this game was against a shitty Vanderbilt team, but at the end of the day, they're legit. The Gamecocks can win the SEC. I still believe they're the second best team in the SEC. And the SEC is very interesting, right? Obviously we're gonna get Kentucky later. We're gonna get to Auburn later. We're gonna get to Tennessee later in these because all 3 of those teams lost. And South Carolina picks up a win. We see South Carolina and we're seeing Alabama at the top of the conference right now. We'll see how good the Gamecocks are. They lost a game to Clemson this year, but only 3 losses. Lamont Parrish is going to lead this team to the NCAA tournament. Pretty much guaranteed right now. Something would have to like go insanely wrong for them not to make it. And it's good to see some lower end programs this year really, make names for themselves and do unconventional things. And we'll get to some others later, but South Carolina is one of those programs that we don't usually see in the NCAA tournament. Looking like they're going to be in it this year, which is, good to see. You like to see some change up in the sport. Duke got another win. I still got him 8th. The first real big result of Saturday was Michigan State versus Illinois in a big time game. We saw Michigan State go on a big run that second half. They were down, I believe, almost double digits with less than 10 minutes left. They go on an insane run down the stretch there. Tom Izzo was furious. After he gets furious, Michigan State goes on a big run there. Illinois really chokes this game away there. Turned the ball over way too many times there. On the bright side, Terrence Shamp had his best game back since the suspension. He still isn't shooting a 3 right. I think ever since he came back, he's in the 20% from 3. So that if he can prove that, I'm not worried about Illinois. But Illinois honestly doesn't have a great resume. They have 3 quad 1 wins. Their best wins in neutral against FAU. So I'm a little worried about Illinois because I don't know how legit they are. I believe in the talent. I believe in the names on this team, but they haven't been able to get big time wins. They split the season with Michigan State, which isn't too surprising. Michigan State had a big game. AJ Hogarth's been playing really good basketball recent. This may have been his best game of the year. 23 in this one. Malik Hall shows out with 22, an efficient 22. And Tyson Walker with your third leading scorer. If you can have a game where Tyson Walker's your third leading scorer, I think Michigan State's in a good spot because he's had to carry the load a lot for this team. And they're coming off their pretty much worst game of the year against Minnesota. So to get a win against a top 10 level team is big. I think Michigan State will be in the NCAA tournament, but these are wins you're going to have to get is home wins. They split this week. You wanted to win that Minnesota. Minnesota's not a terrible team there. They're going to figure out their big minutes. It was a lot of Carson Cooper in that game over Maddie Sissoko. Sissoko. Jeez, I know it's Sissoko, but I can never pronounce that. And yeah, Illinois just didn't have a good game from Domas, turned the ball over. And then they just don't have a great big. Coleman Hawkins was pretty good in this one, a little inefficient at times. I'm not too worried about Illinois. I'll see where I got Illinois. I got Illinois ranked 12th, and Michigan State, you're not ranked but it's a big time win for just this program in general. Because they need it. They need some big time wins, some quad one wins. They get it there, and that's just big. Indiana State survives on the road by 2 against Missouri State. Again, road games aren't easy. I have Indiana State ranked 19th in the nation. They got ranked for the first time since Larry Bird in the AP poll. So shout out to the Sycamores. This could be an historic year for them. It won't be as good as the Larry Bird year, but this is one of the greatest seasons in program history. So shout out to them. They have been very, very good this year. Butler gets a neutral court win. Not neutral, neutral court. Got a home win against Providence there. Butler's a sneaky tournament team here. Providence goes 1-1 the week, gets the win against Crane. Providence is going to be, I think they're going to be right in the first four out. They're going to be right there. Pierre Brooks has been the star. He didn't even have a great game there. Davis had 20 in this one. Dre Davis, 20 points in this one. Posh Alexander had 10. This is a pretty good Butler team. Thad Miles did a good job there. Dev Carter had an inefficient 18. And it really only a 7-man lineup for Providence in this game. That could be a problem for them. Dev Carter had a good game, but not good enough. I mean, he's going to have to go for 20 a night if they want to win. Iowa State keeps rolling. They're legit. 18-5, tied for the top of the Big 12. Again, it's Hilton. You're not winning in Hilton. You gotta accept that. Look at King. 15 this one from Trey King. Really good game there. This is a team that doesn't have that guy that can go take over games, but they do it by a committee. And at home they're unbeatable. I got Iowa State 9th in the nation, 3rd in the Big 12 in my rankings. I think TCU will be a tournament team, but no one's gone on and has won a game at Iowa State this year, so I don't fault them for that. But Iowa State rolled it. It was pretty easy for them, that one. The Cyclones are legit, and they look very, very good this year. They could be bidding for a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. Florida upsets Auburn. Now, I really hope I did. I think I predicted this on the Friday episode. I had Florida taking down Auburn. I think Florida's a tournament team. They're led by their guards, and they show down this one. Kugel had 22. And Auburn, man, they go in and beat Alabama, but they haven't been able to play great on the road this year, and they lose. John A. Broome had 14 in this one. Auburn's a team that has a lot of talent. Look, Aiden Holloway, 0 points in this one. Katie Johnson had 12. And they're a team that has a lot of talent, and they got to figure out their rotations. I think Auburn's still very good. I have Auburn ranked 14th in the nation there, but a really good win for Florida. Will Clayton had 20. Kugel had 22 off the bench there. Poulin had a good game. Again, a team led by their guards. I like those teams in March. And the Gators, we've seen them. They got a road win against Kentucky, then they get a nice one against Auburn here. I think they'll be a double-digit seed in the NCAA tournament, but I believe they'll be there. Maybe they'll be on the 8-9 game, but they'll be a dangerous team come March. I guarantee that. In Auburn, I think Auburn's still really good. They're a very good computer team, but can they string together wins, especially on the road there? Because, again, kind of like Iowa State, the tournament's a neutral court environment there, and if you're banking on winning home games, that something's going to have to change there, because that can't happen in the SEC tournament and in the NCAA tournament. The big game of the weekend, though, was the Zags at Kentucky, and not for a reason you think there. Usually both these teams are 2 of the best in the country, but this year it's a team on the bubble and a team that's not ranked. Well, it was at the time. Kentucky's actually still ranked, which is the AP poll is kind of a joke. Let's be real. The AP poll is pretty much a joke, but a very good win for the Zags. Yes, the Zags are not an NCAA tournament team at the moment. This game doesn't change it. That's only their first quad one win, but it gives you, something to look back on if they do end up beating St. Mary's on the road, making the WCC final and losing. Then you can look back at this game and be like, they beat Kentucky on the road. Some of these other teams weren't able to do that. This game, it's kind of highlighted by Rob Dillingham only playing 18 points, the star freshman. He still comes off the bench. but only giving you 18 minutes and not playing really at all in the second half. It was big. Still, Kentucky can't guard. Their bigs is really the problem in this one. Graham Ike dominated in only 24 minutes because of foul trouble there. Brandon Gregg had a good game. Watson, Huff, they had like 50 paint points. And that's the problem. Kentucky has a lot of good guards. Shepard, Reeves, Dillingham, Wagner. They are a guard-driven team, but their bigs are really lacking. Fajiro, he's been really good since coming back from injury. 15 in this one, 6 for 11 from the field. He plays like a 4. Justin Edwards has just been so underwhelming this year. I don't know if he's going to go to the draft. And then their center spot, whether it's Agneso, it's Big Z, or Aaron Bradshaw, all of them have been pretty underwhelming. And they're not, you know, big, like they're lanky, they're tall. They're none of them are really big and a force and a presence down low. And I think that's why Kentucky's defense isn't good. Yeah, they don't guard the ball amazingly, but they don't have a great rim protector or someone that's a strong enforcer down low. And that's a problem. Gonzaga is not a deep team. But man, they have talent, man. And if they get in the NCAA tournament, you do not want to go against Gonzaga. You do not want to go against a Mark Few team, a school that hasn't missed an NCAA tournament in 25 years. They're in real danger of it, but this is a must win game, and they got it. We saw the foul up 3. It works, and Gonzaga wins a back and forth game. It was close the whole game. Kentucky could really never pull away there. And Gonzaga gets a good win on the road. Kentucky's lost 3 games in a row for the first time ever. So that's a problem. Kentucky's out of my rankings for the first time all season. It sucks. I think Kentucky will, bounce back, and I really do think they can be still a top team, a team that can make it around the tournament. But I don't see them as a national championship contender anymore with that defense, like I did earlier in the season. And they got to figure out rotations. They have a lot of talent, but sometimes you can have too much talent. Like Jordan Burks should not be playing minutes in this game. So I mean, no disrespect to Jordan Burks, but I understand he's definitely really talented. But sometimes you gotta cut those rotations and play what's working, and not having Rob Dillingham out there in the second half. I just don't understand the reason. Houston gets another road win. This one's at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to be, I think, an NIT team this year. They'll be a really good. They might be the favorite to win the NIT. I just don't know if they'll be able to get there and get enough wins to be in the NCAA tournament. Since Houston wins a road game in the Big 12, that's nothing. That's no easy task. Juwan Roberts had 20 and 8 there. Great defense of Houston as always. They were down 3.5, ended up winning by 5. Just a good win for Houston. What you expect from the Cougars? I got them our 3rd in the nation there. It's really harder to have them any higher or lower than that. I think they've proven they're an elite team and a team that can win a national championship in their first year in the Big 12. UNC survives a road game against Miami. UNC tries to choke this one. Tried to choke this game. RJ Davis had a good 25. Elliot Cadeau had a really strong first half. Baycott kind of went down back to his ways, and RJ went back to his old way. So I want to see a UNC game where both RJ and Amando are elite. We haven't really seen one of those games this year. Norchad was good. Miami's just not going to be an NCAA tournament team. It's very disappointing. This team made a 2 straight Elite Eights in the Final Four a year ago. And this team just doesn't have it, which is just super strange. But a really good win for Carolina. Not an easy win to get one on the road, but they did, and you didn't want to go 0-2 on the week. I have Carolina 5th in the nation. I could have them lower at 6 or 7, but they're still a top echelon team. And I want to see a game where a Bacon or Mondo or Baycott and RJ on their best, or playing their best or on the same level. I feel like it's either one or another this season. And more than Baycott has RJ been on most of the time. But I want to see a game where they're both playing elite basketball and look like 2 of the best players in college basketball, because if that's the case, they're going to be hard to beat. There really will be a hard to beat team. I was talking about South Carolina being an unconventional team to make the NCAA tournament. Another one is Washington State. Gets a road win at Baylor. I got Wazoo ranked at 25th in the nation there. Miles Rice has a crazy story. He's a freshman who hasn't played basketball the last 2 years. He was a graduating class of 2021. Actually, had lymphoma and couldn't play. He's back and been hooping, one of the best freshmen in college basketball. 21 in this one. Washington State's legit. They're the second best team in the Pac-12. A road win at Oregon. That's quad one. The Cougars are now 8-5 in the first two quadrants. They're playing really, really good basketball. Shout out to the Cougars. You're in my rankings, along with Arizona as the only two Pac-12 teams in there. So shout out to the Cougars. And Wazoo in general, they haven't been in a tournament since 2008 with Tony Bennett as their coach. So yeah, it's been a while, but guess what? This is the best Washington State team in a while, in a long time, and they're going to be heading to the WCC next year. That's going to be interesting. One of the craziest games of the week was Baylor against Kansas. Kansas doesn't have Kevin McCullough. He pretty much says he's not playing on game day, which was super strange to me why he would do that. Well, he didn't outright say it, but you could pretty much tell he wasn't playing. And I think they needed him in this one. It didn't matter, but damn, it showed that you are missing an experienced guy like Kevin McCullough out there. Kansas really controlled most of that first half. You had really good moments from Hunter Dickinson in that first half. DeJuan Harris had a very good game, stepped up. KJ Adams is so bouncy. And look, they had 3 points from the bench. So did Baylor. It wasn't a bench game. But I think the real at the end of the game, the real difference was not having McCullough, but Kansas luckily got a little lucky there. Nick Timberlake turns the ball over. Then on the swing possession on defense, he helps off Jaden Nunn for no reason, who's a 40% free throw 3-point shooter, to take the lead. 3-point game to tie the game. Doesn't. Kansas ends up missing free throws. Jacoby Walter gets a very good look at the end of the game, hits front rim, doesn't go in. Kansas survives, but a good win for Kansas. You don't have Kevin McCullough, who is arguably Big 12 Player of the Year, and they end up beating a top 15 level team in Baylor. Baylor has 6 losses this year. Every loss in the Big 12 has been by a close margin. So I'm not out on Baylor. I think they're a very good team. And they just don't win in Allen Fieldhouse. They're 1-16 under Scott Drew there. No one wins in really Allen Fieldhouse. They're undefeated this year. Their last loss was against TCU last year. In that building, they don't really lose Big 12 games in there, and it's almost an impossible place to go in and play there. And you did it without your All-American player. I gotta commend Kansas for that. Where do I got Kansas at? I got Kansas at 6. I got Baylor. I moved Baylor up just for the natural other teams losing. So shout out to the Bears. They move up actually, which I'm not too surprised at. I'm not too surprised that Baylor is moving up. Because that game didn't make me dislike Baylor anymore. You lost a close game on the road to Kansas. And at the end of the day, you can't be mad at a team losing to Kansas on the road, because guess what? No one's beat them this year on the road. That's like losing to Iowa State on the road. No one's done it, so why do I blame you for doing it? Did you have a really good chance? Yes. Was Yves Misi really good? He's going to be an NBA player? Yes. Did you have a chance at the end of the game? Yes. Did they not kill McCullough? Yes. But at the end of the day, Kansas on the road, you lose that game, I'm not mad at you at all. Where was I? Drake got another good win. The MVC could be multi-bid. We'll see. Tyler Kulik leads a comeback victory. You're down 9.5. They end up winning the game by 11. Tyler Kulik has been on a tear recently. 27, 7, and 13. Big game from the guard, the probably All-American guard last year, Big East Player of the Year. He's looking to run it back. And the way he's been playing recently, he's had some down moments early in Big East play when Marquette was struggling. They're back. I got Marquette ranked 4th in the nation. The AP poll is agreeing with me. They've just been killing it recently, and they've gone through an easier part of their schedule. I have to admit, this is a home game against the St. John's team that's most likely not making the NCAA tournament. but you're winning the games that you're supposed to, and that's what good teams do. Good teams win the games they're supposed to. They cover, which great teams do. I can't blame Marquette for playing their schedule. But we'll see. Those UConn matchups are coming up quickly. I still want to see them play a Creighton, or a road game against like a Province or something like that. I'm not sure if they've played that already. They probably have. But I want to see them get a tough match. But Marquette's playing really well. Fourth in the nation. They're back to where I thought they were in the preseason, and that's because of the likings of Tyler Clark and Cam Jones playing better basketball. They're not as healthy as they were earlier in the year, and that could be a problem come March. But at the end of the day, if you have 7, 8 good players, I'm not worried about your depth too much. That's what the best teams have, is about 8 good players. Anything else from, let's see, what else? Purdue rolls against Indiana. Zach Edey hit a 3. I mean, yeah. I guess that was big news. Purdue, Indiana's just bad. Utah lost a game there. Not good for the Utes there. I think they're 4th in the Pac-12 now. In like odds of making the tournament, I would say. Yeah, Tennessee got rolled at A&M. A&M's what am I trying to say? Like slowly, quietly making a little tournament resume. This is kind of what they did last year. Slow start, started building up. They've got good wins now this season, especially at home. Tyrese Radford, when he plays well, Texas A&M usually wins. He had 27 in this one. Wade Taylor had a good game. This is a very good, talented A&M team. This is why many people had him, like me, in the top 15. Some people had him winning the SEC outright in the regular season. And I don't blame you for that. This team was very good last year. They got hot. They can do it again. But Tennessee just lays another goose egg, especially in that first half being down 12. Another game where just Dolan Connect is that guy on the offensive end and no one else helps them. Tennessee really struggles when those games happen. That was like a South Carolina one at home, and they do it against Texas A&M here. I'm not too worried about Tennessee. I dropped them down to 7th in the country there. A&M not ranked, but I think A&M will be in the NCAA tournament when all said and done. And I think the SEC is going to get 7 teams in, I believe. And I think Texas A&M may be on that. They're going to be on the bubble, but I think by the time they're too talented to not be in the NCAA tournament, is what I'm trying to say. New Mexico lost a home game to UNLV. UNLV is on some weird games this year. Not a good loss for New Mexico. They're one of the teams that I dropped out. TCU I also dropped out, and Kentucky I dropped out. The teams I moved in was Nevada. They've been playing really good. They had a really good week last week. BYU and still BYU keeps going in and out, and then Washington State's in. Colorado, Oklahoma, Creighton, Clemson. You're just out. Yeah. Virginia keeps winning. They scored 80 in regulation there. Not a classic Virginia game, but Isaac McNeely, 29 this one, career high. Reese Beekman keeps his hot streak going. Virginia basketball is back, baby. Virginia basketball is back. It's great to see it. Yeah, Arizona wiped Colorado. Many people thought this was the game where Arizona was going to lose. This is a tough environment. I actually don't remember what I said for this one. I'm sorry. If I did say Colorado was going to win, then I'll take full accountability. I just can't remember. Caleb Love, 19. Palo Larson, good game. Really just a dominant performance from Arizona here. They stomped on Colorado. That's a statement game from Arizona. Man, I think I should have Arizona higher than 11 now looking back on it, and maybe I can adjust it. Maybe after today or tomorrow. Arizona's playing really good basketball right now, and they could end up as a 1 seed. Let's say they win out. Arizona will be only 1 seed this year. I think they finish as a 2. That's where they were last year. That's where they were last year, and we saw what happened. Tom Lloyd's going to have to get it done in the NCAA tournament this year, but he's still done so amazing in his only his 3rd year as a head coach, and he's had an elite team every year. Utah State beat Boise State at home. I got Utah State back in there. I think Boise State, I don't know what to think about Boise State. They're that 6th team in the Mountain West. And if Mountain West is going to be a 6 big league, Boise State's going to have to handle business against those non-top teams. BYU continues to win. They got a win over Kansas State there. Nice team effort from the Cougars. And yesterday, FAU got a win. And I believe did anyone else ranked to play? Actually, I don't know if anyone else ranked to play. Memphis won. I don't think anything else was too interesting. I'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the games for Monday and Tuesday. Right? Yeah. Today and Tuesday. Tomorrow, whatever. I don't know. I've been stumbling a lot today. Sorry, guys. Not my best performance, but I'm tired from the Super Bowl. School, tiring. All right, look ahead. Let's look ahead. I cannot speak. Well, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. I'm already like 20 minutes into this episode. I don't even know. I'm pretty deep into this episode. God damn. Sorry, I've just been a long episode, I guess. Duke Wake, decent game. Wake is going to be a bubble team. They could be a fifth. The ACC could sneak in and get five. We were talking about 3-bit ACC. Wake's been playing pretty good. Got a nice win against NC State this weekend. Now they got to go in Cameron. This would be a huge win for Wake. I got Duke 8th in the country. I don't know. Duke's a weird team. I think they have so much potential. And Flip has been a little underwhelming recently. We'll see. They beat Boston College at the weekend. Nothing special. And this is a good test. Wake at home. Duke should win. But maybe Wake can keep it close. And Kansas is on the road again. What the fuck? Sorry. Kansas is underdogs at Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech's a fine team. I think they're a fine team. They're dogs? They're dogs in this one? Kansas has struggled on the road. They've lost their last two. I guess they've lost at West Virginia. They've lost at who did they lose at? Iowa State too. They haven't been great on the road, so we'll see. Hey, my dogs, what the fuck? What? Shut up. Oh my god. Kansas on the road. I don't understand why they're underdogs in this one. But we'll see. Now my dog's barking. I gotta go check this out real quick. Okay, yeah, I don't understand why Kansas State's the underdog in this one. Or God, Kansas is the underdog to Texas Tech. I think that could be a wrong favorited situation there. That's gonna be a good one though on ESPN. I believe that's 9 o'clock though. Dude. All right. Tuesday. Woo! This is a game. Finally, I want Marquette to play a tough game. They got one at Butler. That's gonna be a really good one. 6:30 in Hinkle. Butler wins this game. I think they're cementing themselves firmly into the NCAA tournament. A loss here. They're back on that bubble. Marquette, prove you're legit. I got them 4th in the country right now. Prove me right, Marquette. We'll see. That's a really good one. Iowa State at Cincinnati. That's a pick'em game. Iowa State needs to prove they can win on the road consistently. Big test for them. Cincinnati. I talked about them. I think they're going to be an NIT team. To prove me wrong, win that game. Prove me wrong. Virginia Pitt, nothing crazy there. Providence St. John's, that could be a bubble showdown. UNC's on the road against Syracuse. Shouldn't be too tough. They blew out Syracuse that first time they played them, but maybe it's close here. Colorado State at San Diego State. That's a very good Mountain West game. I mean, what do you expect from Mountain West? I feel like every week there's multiple Mountain West games. They're like, damn, that's a good one. Ole Miss, Kentucky. I guess. And then there's a ranked game, Oklahoma Baylor. Could be good. That could be a good game there. Oklahoma's actually been playing better basketball recently. They won, I think they went 2-0 last week. I got Oklahoma on my radar once again. I don't got them ranked. The AP poll does. A lot of people do. No, I'm not there on the Sooners. I'm still a little skeptical. Baylor, let's get a bounce back win here. And this is at home. I expect them to do it, but again, that's another great game. And then New Mexico, Nevada, another good Mountain West game there. So Mountain West, we got 2 good games. I'm excited. That's a great Tuesday, man. That's a great Tuesday slot. College basketball is the main sport now. I guess NBA, but March Madness now. Once Super Bowl's over, everyone's looking forward to March Madness. And we got a lot. We still got the regular season to finish. We still got about a month of regular season ball, conference tournaments, and then we got the big dance. We got a lot of things to do before then, but now it's on the horizon. Let's go. Let's go. All right. See you guys. Go like and subscribe. Go like and subscribe. Go like and subscribe if you made it this far. I appreciate you. Peace out.